Hello, everybody. Hello. Good day. I hope that you're ready to conduct some business with me today, as today is a business-focused day. We are building a brand new app idea that y'all have never heard before for collecting e-signatures on documents. We've decided to call it Sign You Doc. And we're going to build it fast using Gadget. And I'm excited. That's why I've put on my very best business outfit. You can see with my polka dots and silly suit. Here, where is it? One of my colleagues was preparing, where is it here? Promotional materials for this stream and asked an AI to make me look good. Where is it? Yeah, there's this one and this one. And like, I don't know if you could tell, but that's not my face. And I don't look very good in a suit, but you know what? We're out here. We're doing it. Okay, so thanks for the nice comment on the suit. Yeah. So what we're gonna do is build an application using Gadget. We're gonna get the AI to do most of it for us, which is gonna be nice. But let's just grab kind of a quick list of sort of requirements and what we actually want this thing to do before we like leap into it. This Figma is public. You can get to it at ggt.link/Harry, I think. No, that's not right. Harry's stream. I don't remember what it is. Grab a screenshot, I guess. So the requirements as I see them. Oh shoot, you can't see my screen yet. Sorry. Thanks, Emma. There we go. How's that? Much better. Good call. Requirements. Oops. So we need, I think what I would like to do is make this authenticated, where it's like only certain kind of users can request signatures. And that's because like not everyone should be able to see the doc. But for signers, it's where it's like, I'm a lawyer or someone executing a contract. I need to send it to someone else. They ideally don't need to like sign up and make an account just to add a signature. So what we're going to say is we have, uploaders are authenticated. Signers are not. Uploaders can upload a document, mark it up with who needs to sign where, and then send it off to the signers. Signers get a authenticated link and can, I guess, complete their signature. That's what that's going to be. What am I missing? Oh, right. Once all signers have signed, notify the uploader that the signatures are complete via email. Sending off to signers sends each signer a link. Ta-da! And then I think there's lots of other fancy stuff like that I think would be fun to add to this here app. For bonus points, should be like in browser touch signature authoring, like, you know, you can kind of like using your finger on the mouse sign something. What was the other thing? I don't know. Maybe we could do even more fun signatures that are AI generated. I'm not sure we're going to be able to get through all that, but let's get cracking. Let's get into it. So I'm going to use Gadget. Gadget's the company that I'm the CTO of. And what it is a web-based platform for very quickly constructing web applications. It's good at this because it's kind of a framework that makes it really easy to organize your application, as well as a hosting platform that application runs on. And the thing that I'll show you in a second is we just launched an AI assistant to make it super duper easy to kind of vibe code, or at least like get help if you want to build something fast. So I'm just going to leave that blank because we're going to do some individual prompts, and we'll call it Sign You Doc. make sure no one's squatted my app name. There we go. It's working. Okay, and then the first thing that I'm going to get shown here is my new Gadget application. If you've never seen Gadget before, you'll not find it too foreign, right? It's an IDE. It's a tool for building like web applications using code. So this is not a no-code tool. This is a yes-code tool. It's just as little code as possible to kind of make your life as easy as possible. So in our web folder here, we get a kind of React router powered front end that we're going to be working on. And then in our backend folder, in this API folder here, we get the kind of stuff for the server side of our application. And if I click on this here preview link, here's the kind of boilerplatey template, that multi-user auth sign-in sort of system that the template came with. So here's my hey developer, this is your Gadget front end. That's being powered by this public index route here, where I can start modifying this and saying like time to get signing. We'll go back to our preview here, and it's all hot reloading and nice and ready to develop. So what I got out of the box from this template, I just want to review really quickly, is I got a bunch of these kind of basic auth routes. So for signing in, signing up, resetting my password, that kind of stuff. This is all just like a kind of functional, minimal, but super functional and useful kind of sign up system. And I'm just going to use that for the kind of authentication of my application. In my case, like I want most people to use Google. Gadget's little in-page editor here thing doesn't support Google Auth because of Google's security headers. But if we pop it out, we can go do our Google Auth. Now we're looking at the app outside the editor, and here we are signed in, ready to develop. Now I can masquerade as myself in here, go in here, and I'm back and ready to develop. So I guess one other just thing to note is like, I didn't actually write a single line of code, and I'm already running ready on the internet, right? I already have this like auth system, and kind of unlike some of the other vibe coding tools out there, like this is a real database, right? So in my user model here, in my backend folder, I have row ID 1, which is me. There I am. That's my user that I signed up for. So this isn't like some fake kind of thing you have to go complete later and like switch hosting platforms and like do a bunch of work to set up. It's just ready to go. And I'm proud of that. I worked hard on that. Let's build some actual functionality. Why don't we start with some data models? That's how I like to build stuff, is I go from the back to the front. You can go from the front to the back and kind of summon front end functionality, but it helps me kind of figure out what I want to do on the front end to like lay the data out on the back end. So I'm going to ask the AI, add some data models to represent documents that require signature. Documents should belong to a user who uploaded them. Have a status field describing if they've been fully signed yet or not. Then have a child model, which is a list of people who need to sign the document. Don't use the user model for the list of signers. Make a new one, since I don't want signers to have to sign up to sign. That's very confusing, but I believe in the power of LLMs to figure that out. Okay, we're going to get our models. What I'm kind of thinking for like the signature part is that there's kind of a somewhat heavyweight front end piece to build here, right? If I hear example PDF contract, I don't know what this is. Professional services agreement. Perfect for the Santa Cruz Regional County Permission. My first prospective customer. This is exciting. When you go to send this like document off to somebody to sign, there's like this stuff that you'd probably fill in, right? Like in preview here, I could do, where is it? Text. And like, write some stuff in, blah, 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 blah. But I need like for an e-signature to kind of send it off to someone else for them to sign it. And to do that, there's kind of like two steps. The person who's uploading the document needs to create like an empty box and say like a signature needs to go here. And then the person who is signing it needs to like come in and put the signature in the box. And the thing with these boxes is that their position on the document is like quite relevant, right? It's like if it's a two-party signature, like me and my co-founder both need to sign the document, it's like whose signature goes where matters, right? There's often like the title of the person on the document underneath, or there's like 4 different places that need initialing or whatever. So I think we're in for a little bit of a front end build where you're going to position these bounding boxes for the annotations, I'm planning on calling them. I was just Googling all this last night and I found that's what everyone else calls them, is annotations of a PDF. So we need to build this like nice, to build the document upload, but then to build this nice UI where I can kind of position my annotation bounding boxes as the uploader. So yeah, where did we go here? Okay, so the AI suggested we create a document model. I'm into that. A signer model. I'm into that. Some relationships and some permissions. Very good. Signer has, sure, yeah, makes sense. An email and a name. I don't know what that status is for. I think we could probably get rid of that. And then a document has an uploader. Yep, very good. The file, chill. And then a bunch of this stuff is all the kind of basic actions that I'll need. What actions are in Gadget, it's like the verb for manipulating the data in your Gadget app. So unlike say like a database, like a hosted database product where you're sort of like you're limited to these verbs that create, update, delete. Gadget, you get these actions that match that, but you can customize them, right? So here, I'll apply this. We'll get our document model over here. Here's create, delete, update. But what these are is actual like JavaScript serverless functions that allow me to kind of add business logic, right? So if I want to say, oh, you can't delete documents ever, or you need to have a certain permission or something like that, you can implement these in these sort of verb functions, or add new ones like archive. Could be an example. I don't want that sample data quite yet because I want to get all this stuff right. So the AI added me a signer schema with this status. I think that it's probably imagining this is like, how's the signer signed the document? Oh yeah, I guess that'll do. Right. We have one signer per document per person who needs to sign. I don't think we need their signature because it's going to go into the document itself. But we do need a status, which is like, have they completed it yet or not? Very good. And then users, user have many documents. And then in the document schema, we have who uploaded it. Maybe I'm just going to call this user. It's a bit clearer. Status. Sure, draft out for signature completed. The file. I am going to check this, which is this file shouldn't be public. Oh, shoot. No, it should be. I think I'm going to use signed URLs for that. We'll get into that in a second. But I don't like, these contracts are very sensitive, right? So I don't want these to be like world readable. It's not like a CDN where, oh, I upload my profile photo and now everyone can see my profile photo. It's like, no, these things have got to be super private. And I'm going to change this to title, just because I feel like documents have a title. So there's our schema. Very good. Okay, add a authenticated route to allow users to upload new documents. Accept the document file and title. Yeah. So I want users to upload documents with a file and a title, and I don't want to accept the status. And so I think what I'll do in my create action here is just set the status explicitly. Just draft. What was it? Draft. Status. Yeah, draft. And what I'm doing here is just kind of like adding some sort of domain specific business logic, which is that it's like all documents should start in draft regardless of what the user kind of sets in their API call, or they shouldn't even be able to set it in an API call. Right. So the AI has decided I'm going to make a new document route. Very cool. It also elected to add it to the nav. Very cool. And it's going to use autoform to create it. Excellent. Very simple. Sorry, I forgot to mention this at the start too. If y'all have any questions, like thoughts, concerns, questions about what we're working on, questions about Gadget, questions about software and development in general, like hit me up. I'm super happy to chat about pretty much anything. Like I'm here to educate, so allow me to if I can be of service. Yeah, interrupt me at any time. Would love to just hear what you think in the chat too. Okay, so the AI has added our route. App documents new. This little underscore app thing means it's nested in this outer layout. And this outer layout is the thing that kind of adds the header at the top, so on and so forth. We can go preview this and have a look at it. This thing will load up here. And then I think, oh man, cannot read properties of null. I think that this is a horrible React router / gadget bug of some sort where sometimes on the first render after an app boots, it does this. I only noticed this yesterday and I haven't had a chance to dig into it yet. But anyways, here we are. Okay, we have a mistake here. We've got 2 titles. That's silly. I'll just get rid of the one. Go back to the preview. And I think, I forget if I saw it in the nav there or not. Yeah, there we go. Create document. Call it Santa Cruz contract V1. And we'll choose a file. We'll wait for it to upload and submit. Unknown identifier uploader ID. Huh. That's weird. I know I renamed something, but I don't see why that would matter. Like what I'm trying to say here is that uploader property test. That was the previous name of the thing. Oh, I know what's happened. When the AI added my new models, it added these handy dandy access control filters. What these are the kind of rules for who's allowed to read what data. So if I go to my access control system here, unlike, again, some of the other vibe coding tools out here, Gadget's like trying very hard to be secure by default and not let you sort of fall into traps where you're unable to, or your entire app is this like security cesspool where anybody can do anything because you haven't really put attention to it. The AI, if you notice, like its first instinct is to add these permissions to control stuff. So what it did is it said a signed in user is allowed to read documents, but with a filter. And the only documents that they're allowed to read are ones where they are the uploader. But the problem is I renamed uploader to user. And so this filter fell out of date. So I'm just going to fix that where that user ID should have been uploader. And then here, yeah, document uploader ID is gone. How about where document dot user ID equals? Actually, I'm not sure what I'm going to do for this filter yet. I'm just going to remove it until I'm ready to think about it. So this is that signer record. I think I'm just going to, yeah, be rid of that for now. Okay, back to my preview. Let's upload a document. Santa Cruz V1. We'll upload it here. There we go. It has been uploaded. Okay. I guess now I need add a page to list uploaded documents. Great idea, the AI. We're in business. Actually, you know what? I'm going to be more specific than that. Remove the signed in index. Replace it with a /documents index that lists all the I've uploaded in a table. So what I'm expecting that to do is get rid of this signed in route over here and make me a documents index. And then while we are waiting for the AI to cook, let's talk about PDF stuff client side. So in my Googling yesterday, while I was preparing to do business with you all, I found this module, which works client side, which is kind of nice. And what it is like a PDF manipulator, which I think is key for us, right? Is we need to load and view a PDF, which the browser can do natively, but we need to muck with it. And I think that is something the browser can't do natively. Yeah, modify document. If you can imagine, this is a signature, just if it weren't, rotated. So, yeah, I'm gonna try to make use of this client side. And I think what we're gonna need is like a fancy dancy React wrapper around it that kind of does the same thing where we sort of preview the document and have like the different pages, and then we need some buttons here to like clicky add widgets. If anybody that's watching out there has a better idea rather than like hand rolling this whole viewer thing, like I'm into it because I don't really want to do it, and it's not really a great demo of Gadget, but I think it is kind of the key complexity of this whole thing. So yeah, holler at me if you're passionate about how to do PDF manipulation on the internet. Okay, the AI has suggested we're going to change around the nav. That makes sense. Gonna navigate to the documents, and then signed in we're going to remove. So let's try that out. I'm just going to pop this out so that we can start sort of messing around. Oh, why did that? Oh, that's the page I was on before. Yeah, we'll go to just the root here. Or I guess /documents is what we want. Documents. Here's our list. Right, and those other uploads did complete. So I'm just going to delete those. Okay, so one other thing I just want to highlight is the AI has chosen to use this Gadget feature called auto table. What these are pre-built React components, auto table, that kind of know how to render a pretty good client-side experience for your application without kind of any work on your part at all. So in this case, the AI pooped out a auto table here for the document model. This is this API object that kind of says, okay, we have one property here per backend model. We're only going to include these columns, and then we have an on-click handler. I could 100% use sort of lower level React hooks here, but just for the sake of expediency, I'm going to use auto table, and it comes with some goodies, right? It has this like search field where I can kind of, automatically get what content I need. It's got, nice like sortable table headers here. You noticed I used the bulk actions a second ago, but like this layout kind of sucks. Like there's not infinity customizability for this thing. And so what I find works best is you just start with an auto table, and then when you get tired of it or you need kind of advanced functions that require you to sort of take over, you bail out and you can use the where is it? Use table. We have like a headless hook, right? That kind of lets you sort of take complete control and still get all the nice server-side interaction logic like a pagination and, easy row and column layout and stuff that helps how can I paginate right now? You get all that, but you're fully in control over the UX of the table. I'm not going to do that, but just know it's there. So we have our documents now. Oh yeah, one other tiny thing I want to mention is I didn't have to mess around with file uploads at all. So annoying, but oh my god, this is amazing. So what's happened is Gadget has native support for what's called a file field, and this is a high performance, like robust implementation of Google Cloud Storage or Amazon S3 or whatever you want to call it, where the GraphQL API for your application knows how to accept file uploads, stream them into the cloud, save them securely, tokenize them so no one can violate your permission policies, yada yada yada. But you don't have to mess with it, right? So AutoForm knows exactly how to send the file in the right way, and AutoTable, where was it? Knows exactly how to well, I didn't include the field, but all the sort of management of this is just done. And like, oh my god, like every time I used to do this in like Rails or whatever, I would spoon my eyes out with a rusty spoon because it's just so annoying. So many like stupid little permission doodads to finagle that I'm stoked I never have to do that ever again. Or I actually have to do it so that it works for y'all on the outside, but hopefully you don't. Okay. I think what we need now is a signing. Oh no, we need the authoring interface. Right. Okay, so this upload page, I think, should take us to a new page. Actually, I'll get the AI to do it because I forget some of the isms. We need a page where the author can drag those bounding boxes on screen and configure who needs to sign it. So let's add a new route where a user can manage list signers for a document. Add a new model called annotation. Okay, I'm just thinking, if we have this library for modifying it, do you think we should be... Well, actually, let me just ask this question to the AI. Okay, I want to build client-side PDF editor where users who have uploaded documents can mark the document up with a list of spots where the signers can sign it. Tend to do this all client side for simplicity with PDF lib from npm. The best way to structure this front end, allow nice UX for document author, where they can easily drag and drop bounding boxes for annotations onto uploaded PDF. Like, I'm just trying to think, like, if I have a PDF here and I want to like drag a widget onto it, it looks like there's this sort of imperative API here where you kind of have to like save the PDF and like change, like basically save it to get a new frame. And if I'm like dragging a bounding box across it here, it sort of looks like this kind of code would have to run every time, where it's like get the page, draw the annotation, save it, and like update the rendered view. And I'm not sure that'll be fast enough to get like good FPS, you know? I don't really know how to structure this properly. I've never really done PDF fun like this. But we'll see what the AI says. Sorry. Strategize first. It's the best way to structure the list of annotations that a author User is in the process of positioning client side where they can drag and drop them with PDF lib. Can I edit the PDF and save it every frame to display it to the author as they drag? Also, it looks like we have a spacing bug here where this planning changes doodad needs a margin. I'm going to add that to my after the stream fix. Planning changes spacing bug where it needs a margin in the chat. Right. Doing it repeatedly in real time would cause significant lag. Render annotations of an overlay. Oh, God. Wonder if that's how this thing works. Canvas. Shit. Like, what is this? Yeah, I don't want to download it. I want to view it. Draw SVG paths. I'm just going to do a quick Google. I just want to make sure I don't like head down a ridiculous path, you know? Render client side. Yeah, see, iframe doesn't seem right. I need canvas in order to do these overlays. Modify. Whoops. I thought that said demo, but it said Dino. Hey, all stars. Render in iframe. That seems to be the way that they're into it. It's like one big set of mutations, and then just kind of rendering the PDF in the iframe once, you know? So, well, let's see what the indefatigable intern in the sky has to say about this. Okay, let's make a new route that renders the new route like documents. D that renders the PDF from the file attached to the document with a canvas per page so that we can use the PDF background and overlay these elements atop it. Let's start just by rendering the PDF, and we'll work on the overlays next. It was right. We would need a new page. Also, I think I am using Gemini right now, not Claude, which I can't lie, I don't notice the difference. Yeah. So we've just been trialing Gemini 2.5 Pro like internally to evaluate it and just get a sense for the vibes of it. And what about code generator? Claude 4 is still the thing generating the code. So it's just Gemini doing the kind of ranting at the top here. Oh, yeah, that's a good idea. Add PDF lib. Very good. Create a new page. Render the PDF. Right. And link to it. Cool. PDF viewer. Good idea. And then it had a boo-boo. Made a mistake. And then it fixed it. Now we're off to the races. Fun. There's a web worker. Love that. If it gets this right, I'm going to freak out. That's cool. Oh, this is a funny bug. AI made itself a PDF viewer component within the route as well as out here. That's a silly oopsies. But let's just slam that in, and then we can just import it ourselves. PDF viewer from when it's shared PDF viewer. Oh, it's a default import. Yeah. Let's see how they want us to use this from NPM. Just like that. Let's try that instead. And we'll do, or wait, what's this get document? Create, or await PDF document dot load. I think that's what we want. Whoa. Load file URL. I'm just going to comment that because I don't think we need it. And remove this. And I'm just going to strip this noise a bit because I don't think we need it. And I'm going to be naughty and do a resync or an async and a use effect, which you're not supposed to do. Yeah. But I don't care. We're free people. We can do whatever we want. As any. Look what free will allows me to do. Okay. Do I need types for this? Types PDF lib. Do you exist? Not found. Oh, I know what I need to do is run yarn install. Adobe. Oh, no, it already ran. Yeah. So why no findy? Maybe it just doesn't have types at all. This seems like a well-authored package, so I'm kind of surprised. It's even using TypeScript internally. Yeah, types. And then, yeah, you are this. Let's just give this the old refresh. It's kind of the same as like restarting your TypeScript language server locally. Yeah, there it goes. I found it now. Strange. Whoops. investigate why TypeScript language server didn't pick up new types from yarn install. Oh my God, it is so hot wearing a suit to computer. This was the worst idea. I've had about enough of business. It's private. Is there a get page? Yeah, get page count. Get page count. It would appear that Claude 4's understanding of this library is mid. I mean, I got this stuff right. Well, didn't get that right. I am a proper businessman, Emma. What I'm looking for here is that viewport thing, because that makes sense, where it's like you need to know the get size. Oh, yeah. Get size. And the canvas that we render then. What did I do wrong with this? I feel like I have like an imbalanced bracket here. Oh, I need to wrap it before I as any it. There we go. Okay, and then I'm going to ask the assistant, page.render is not defined here. How can I get the I guess, how can I render the page to a canvas to show it to the user? Not Men in Black cosplay, just businessman cosplay, sadly, Drone. I wish I were that cool, but no, we're where are we here? Twitter. We're being business people, doing business things, getting contracts signed. This here is me. This is what I look like every day when I come to work. God, it's haunting. It's so bad. This is an AI produced avatar of me, and you'll notice there's a cat in the background, so it's clearly not real. Yeah. If I pass out, will you get someone in Ottawa to come save me? Or maybe I could just take the tie off. Who knows? It was like it's very hot today, but with the humidex yesterday in Ottawa, it was 42 degrees or something like that. It was so hot that the air conditioners couldn't keep up, which is just terrifying. I don't really want to do that. Whoops. Dist. Yeah, this seems like it's fine to just use it as is. I'm not going to apply this, but I am going to steal what it wants to do. Oh, it's not right. Sure. Oh, frig. Oops. Documents ID. Thanks, Luke. I don't love the suit. Yeah. Okay. The AI is not being very helpful. Let's dive in. There's PDF page in here. I'm sure there's some way to get this and turn it into bytes or a PNG or something. Bytes. Render. Draw. How about here? Help. Wait, what are these annotations? Oh, those are the PDF like spec annotations. Yeah. I think what's likely happened is the version of this library that the AI was trained on is a bit older. And I think since the major version has changed, so it's like not being very helpful in telling us how to use this. I guess we could just go use the older version. That'd be okay. But I'm feeling determined. How do I get the bytes? Well, I'll tell you what. Why don't we just render it as an iframe to start and make sure that all this stuff is working? And in the meantime, we'll ask O3 because it is a smarty pants. Right. Yeah. This isn't real. You made this up, Mr. AI. So I'm just going to comment this out. And we'll do, what's it doing here? Iframe. PDF data URI. Yeah, save as base 64. Const PDF base 64. Set PDF base 64. I don't even know what that's going to be. Set PDF base 64. What's it called? Doc. Okay. So we're now getting the base 64 here, and then I'm just going to copy this. And we'll make a iframe. And the source, yeah, it's just the URI. Whoops. And then we got to reactify this. How about we only do that if it's there yet? Huh? I think this is just a silly type thing where it's picking the wrong overload. Yeah, so this is a string or null. This can set it because this returns a string. Yeah, very good. All right. Let us refresh and then go view our PDF. Oh, right. And in the meantime, I said I would ask O1. Yeah, what is that? Didn't it say, oh, maybe I never accepted the thing. Whoops. We want documents 1. Destroy is not a function. Oh, I definitely need to do this. Use client I have no interest in server-side rendering any of this. I'm not sure if that'll fix it. Nope. Do I need to lazily import it to do that? I think I maybe do. I get this right. Lazy. So what I'm battling with here right now is I'm pretty sure I just don't care about SSRing any of this PDF stuff. This is going to be like a pretty client-sidey app. And what I'm seeing here is this error. It's probably in my server-side logs here too, where the server-side rendering isn't working. Or at least that's what the thing says. Yeah, there we go. Oh, no, that's a transform failure. Huh? This says React Router server-side rendering error. Whoops. Let's dock this. React. Oh, I think this is like a Vite bug that it's reporting this as a server-side rendering error, even though it's happening client-side. Like, see this stack trace? This is all like here. So I was mistaken. Destroy is not a function. Weird. I've never seen that before. But I am going to just fix the thing that I was complaining about, which is instead of returning an async, we will just call it immediately. Risk an uncaught promise rejection. See if that makes a difference. It did. So I guess that was my problem. Failed to parse PDF document. No PDF header found. Noted. File URL. File URL. Documents ID. Yeah. Let's add ourselves a little breakpoint here. And what is the file URL? There she blows. Right? If I open this, it is a PDF indeed. Oh. It's not loading from a URL. I got to load it myself. Hee hee. Whoops. What I was trying to do is pass the URL instead of the bytes of the PDF. Discount Dive asked, what are we building? We're building a e-signature collection application called Sign You Doc. It's not called Docusign. That's important. It's called Sign You Doc. And it's for very quickly sending PDFs to people to collect e-signatures for free. Let's fetch it here. Fetch. And then I think we need to bytes, body, source, response. I forget exactly what this thing is. I could ask the AI, but this will be faster. Blob, I think is what I want. Yeah. There we go. If I had just waited for the autocomplete. blob. Okay, that was a dumb move. But I think we may be now in business. PDF must be of type string, but was of type nan. I think if something wants it to be a number, it's going horribly wrong indeed. PDF viewer. Blob. Yeah, there it is. Ugh, that's really annoying. Convert the fetch body response into the raw bytes that I can pass to this PDF lib. I think it's some array buffer nonsense that I don't remember and I don't really care about, to be completely honest. Exactly what the AI can be good at. Array buffer equals await data.array buffer. Oops. Come on. PDF. Index must be at least 0. Okay, that means it's actually trying to parse it, and I see an iframe here. So that's good. But, I'm getting too big a page. It's 0 indexed. Silly, silly AI. Okay, I see a bunch of contracts, and then, yeah, okay, there's my iframe with the thing on it. Cool, very cool, very cool. Maybe for the overlays, we should like just position them. Oh, weird. That's like selectable text. IBK Rebecca asked, what am I working on? We're building a PDF document signer application. We are getting the AI to do most of it, and we're using this thing called Gadget, which is the company I've worked for and spent a lot of my life building at this point, to do it nice and quick. But I'm confused, or I'm not a PDF expert. I'm getting my butt kicked. Oh, this is silly. Gotta put the title above the viewer. Discount Dive said, I found out that when I open a new conversation SDI, I check all the project code one by one without editing. For a finished scenario, it would be fixed easily. I guess I could do that and just tell it to fix it. BK Rebecca, absolutely, it will be open source. Yeah. Okay. What I'm thinking here is, shoot. Like what I need right now is a way to position items atop this iframe that holds the PDF in order to an ant just crawled on me. Yeah. Andrew Erdl says CSS fun. Okay, maybe I can fix that. Oh my god, it's the ants on the keyboard. Oh god, this is what I get for not cleaning up my crumbs. Okay, what I was going to say is, while I scheme about the widgets, let's just get it to fix the layout. Actually, let me demonstrate some new gadget functionality. We just added screenshot support, where I want to be able to just drop a screenshot and say the PDF viewer on the document view page isn't taking up the full height. Adjust the page itself or the viewer or both to ensure takes up the full height. And then while it's cooking there, I'm just going to ask O3 here. Rendering PDF client side, not O4 mini, the good one. PDF lib. Want to allow users to drag and drop widgets onto the PDF and e-signatures. Client side with good FPS. PDF lib lets me mutate a PDF, but I don't think fast enough to give good FPS. Should I render the PDF out into the DOM? Or should I represent my annotations within the DOM? User to configure them nicely. Okay, while it's off doing that, I think we're done here. And it tailwinded nice and good. Did it? Come on. No, it didn't. This makes sense that it should be a column and this should flex grow, but I think then in here, that's H full. You should flex grow too. Nope. Oh, the container's not big enough. The container also needs to grow. Right? This main here is big, but this container should, you know. Ba-ba-ba-ba. 20 plus pages at 2x zoom will murder the main thread. Yeah, I think this is what I was thinking too. Oh, maybe I should be using this PDF.js thing. Oh, that's where that was coming from. Oh God, am I that dumb? I have chosen the wrong library. Display existing PDFs. Yeah, okay. Let's try that. Here and add, what was it? React PDF. Oops, there we go. So new plan is use this handy dandy React renderer so I don't have to muck with any of this nonsense that will like show this. And I think that will give us like an automatic DOM that just lays it all out. And then we can just use normal sort of React draggy droppy stuff to allow the document author to kind of position the annotations atop the thing. And then what I'll do is I'll use PDF lib still to actually like bake the final PDF, right? Is Harry signs it, someone else signs it, 3 people sign it, and then we kind of need to like finish the PDF and render it to send it off to the original user who uploaded it. Yeah. What is this matches nonsense? Is that really how that works? That's cool. I don't think you got it right, Mr. AI. That's okay. Let's just do the switch to use the new renderer first. Okay. Switch this component from using PDF lib to using React PDF to render the PDF to the page. Sorry for making you all watch my learning adventure, getting familiar with the React way of doing these things. I probably should have just let the AI cook. You know what I mean? Here I was doing my research last night, trying to get familiar. And I led it astray. It wanted to do the right thing. Although this sounds like it's going to be terribly unpleasant to set all this up. But I'm kind of down to, yeah, definitely down for that. Andrew Ertl asked, how are we saving the PDFs after sign to Gadget? I haven't got there yet, but my intention is I have this document model with file. Maybe what I should do is call this like original, and then I'm going to have a like final file that is also a file that will kind of bake it. And so that's sort of what I was like grappling with for a little while just now, is I wanted to use this library that I know can kind of make writes to PDFs, right? This is like a PDF lib, you know, draw text or draw Harry's signature, blah, 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 blah. And then I can get the bytes and save it. But the problem is I need kind of a weird intermediate state where we have the PDF rendered in such a way that I can like use draggy droppy thingies to like move components onto it. And I don't think I can like rebake the PDF every time I do that. So I'm going to do the draggy droppy in the DOM land, and the baking kind of in a final step server side that I think will just be a lot simpler. I think that's going to confuse things, but we can just remove this and let's see how good this thing did. Oh yeah, I gotta undo that change. Let's see if Santa Clara, oh no. Hello. Oh, did this finish? Yeah. Oh. Let's just do that. PDF JS from there. Give that a refresh. Hey, Sean, how's it going? Oh, God, it's beautiful. Look at that. Now, what does this actually look like in the DOM? Ah, it's canvases. That's cool. Okay. Great. Next step. Okay. Let's start a new conversation because I think this one might get long. Okay. Add. I guess for a signature, I need to know where it should be in the document and who needs to sign it. So perhaps I'll add yeah, let's just start with the draggy droppy bits. Okay. Add functionality to the PDF. How about we rename this editor? And the reason for that is I think we're going to need one for the kind of uploader of the document and one for the signer. And they're going to be slightly different. Editor. Very good. Editor to allow the user to drag and drop rectangle bounding boxes for where signatures should go. Start with just client-side state. Implement nice drag and drop and box resizing. Store the list of boxes. Right, box resizing and box removal in a popover. I'm going to have to do, or rather the AI is going to have to do all sorts of unpleasant math to like figure out the coordinates. Whoa, what is that? Who knows what that is? PDF.js internal annotation text content. Huh. I think that's like a bug in PDF.js. Like what? Or did I add an annotation when I uploaded this file? Let's get a fresh one. Santa Cruz fixed. Andrew said, I think it just uses the coordinate from the top left corner of the object on the canvas. Yes, indeed. However, I think that the source coordinate. Wait, what did I do wrong? Oh, fixed. That's the one I want. Is going to be relative to the whole viewport. Unless I can kind of like put each, I guess maybe that's what I can do is I can put like a div here where the annotations are like relatively positioned to it. And then ideally the coordinate on the canvas is the same as the coordinate on the DOM relative to this guy, or its position relative to this relatively positioned parent. What I was worried about is like on the third page, this canvas starts like 2 pages down, but the annotation is kind of 2 pages worth plus half the page down. But we'll see. Yeah. Oh, annotation layer styles. Oh, that's why that was in a weird spot. I was just looking at this text layer, annotation layer styles wrong thing. Styles. Strangely, they just don't do this by default, but I presume there's a good reason. Okay. How did it make out? What D&D library did it want to use? Oh, it didn't even use one. I don't love that. I kind of think this is a lot of code for me to maintain. Use a quality React D&D library instead of manual mouse handlers. I feel like this kind of gets at the core of vibe coding these days, which is that it's like less about your ability to like remember APIs or, you know, power type exactly what the code should be. And it's more about taste. And it's not to say that I have exceptional taste, but it's like when I look at this is like, ooh, you know, like if, you know, somebody on my team proposed this, I'd be like, why don't we look at someone else who's done this before? And I think the AIs are like pretty good, but not like, you know, stellar at figuring it on their own. Simon Barnes says, good morning. Good morning, Simon. How do you do? It is a good morning. I feel a little bad because when I do these streams, I like put music on very softly in my earphones. So like I'm jamming out here, but we're not supposed to put it on the stream for copyright reasons, which is really annoying. So I feel like you guys are just listening to me in my raspy ass voice. Okay. We're going to install dependencies. Maybe while that's doing that, let's model out how these annotations are going to work. Annotation. No, but they do belong to a assigner. They belong to a document. Document belongs to. So what I'm trying to do here is model out like where we're going to stash the annotations. Sean McCullough said, got to be cautious with our Docusign clones. They like to go after vibe cloners now, as of yesterday, apparently. I resent the implication, Sean, that this is a clone. This is its own special and unique thing. As you will note, these letters are in a very different order, and we're going to add a bunch of novel, strange, and different features. And so I think it's important to note that good artists borrow and great artists only steal the minimum amount that's legally okay. That's my take. Also, I don't think we intend to make any money on this sucker. Okay, we've got our React D&D stuff installed. Let's adjust the component to use D&D kit to implement the original annotations. They can't go after all of us, right? Yeah, that's true. There's strength in numbers. The gadget fork button will protect us. Yeah. I get why they're not super stoked, but I also feel like this is a great teaching experience for like how to use Gadget. You know what I mean? So here we are. Okay, I'm gonna let that cook for a minute and go back to this modeling. Right. So what I'm trying to set up here is we have our document, and it's gonna have like, you know, Harry has to sign, and then Emma has to sign. Oops. Here and here, and then maybe Harry has to sign again down here. So there are two signers. There's one document. There are two signers, Harry and Emma. Does this work? Does it do anything fancy? No, it doesn't. Blah, 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 blah. One document, two signers, three annotations that specify kind of like a coordinate of where the signature has to go and who has to sign it. So we have the document that it belongs to, who has to do it, and I guess we need the coordinates. There's a name for this. Quads. Quad X. Quad Y. Quad width. Quad height. These are all numbers that are required. Oops, number. I don't think I'm using this quad word right. I was reading about it last night, just reading about PDF annotations. But what I'm trying to get at is like, what's the, you know, box? And then these guys are required as well. And we're not going to be like updating these kind of as the user like drags and drops in the editor, but we are going to save them when they're done. So we got a resize handle, very good. Got an annotation, very good. Oh, look, that's very good. Damn, React D&D has gotten better since I last looked. Cool, 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 cool. Handle drag end. Right, we just have like a state atom of annotation data. I'm into that. It seems like it's made some picks for some mins and maxes of the heights. We can remove. We have an ID. That's convenient. Aha, and it figured out what we intended to do with that div. Very cool. Did it add an add button? On double click. Ah! Look at that. I can't resize it, but it exists. That's not where the signature should go, though. Down here is. There's a signature. There's a signature. That's sick. Thanks, AI. Why can't I clicky, though? I bet you it's a z-index issue. What? So I'm using the Chrome like element selector here, and it's not actually picking the thingies. D&D live region described by. Are they at the top? Where are you? Oh no, they're going to be in the page, right? Yeah. It's the page, then the annotations. So at the bottom. Damn, this library is actually like rendering it to real DOM stuff, I guess. That's hardcore. Right, and that's a button. Let's ask this AI. Why is this button element not clicky? Is this asking for permission to run code on my page? That's crazy. Right. It's not a high enough Z index. That's what I thought. Okay. If I make this 10,000. Very good. So what's the Z index of the parent? Oh, higher than 2. Okay, cool. Annotation. Z index has to be 3. I sure do love not having to sort any of this out myself. Nice. Very good. There's an annotation. There's an annotation. I think if we were getting really fancy, we'd have to do like different types of annotations, right? That says signature, because that's the one that I want to start with. But there's like, what's your name? What's your initials? I mean, with the luxury of AI, maybe we can just do it. Maybe we can just do it. Okay, I think we need a save button. Yeah, dope. Documents ID. Yeah. ID is a string. Okay. Add a footer to the editor that shows up as soon as there are changes made. That shows how many annotations there are, and nice save button persisting the list of annotations. Right. Man, React makes some of this stuff so goddamn inconvenient. Like, I'm just thinking to myself, like, okay, when we hit the save button and we persist all these annotations, this like in-memory annotation array that we have needs to kind of change, right? It's like we now have like server-side IDs that represent these annotations, and if someone like deletes one, we need to kind of like do the thing to update the annotations that we have. So I wait. I don't want to do that. Implement backend first. Let's just build the front end, save UI, and then we'll work on the backend call. Also, not really sure if this footer is going to be easy to position because I think it kind of lives outside the flow of this. Like there's this container with a bunch of padding, right? Yeah, I guess we make it absolute. But yeah. I guess, do I need like a completed status here? I think I do. Or like a what did they put in the box? Yeah, I think I do. So maybe we'll do content is a file, or how about file content is a file? And we could also do like text content if someone's just going to like type into a box. But for now, let's just do signatures and we'll keep it simple. Okay. I should have looked at that before I applied it because I don't know what it does now. Initial annotations. Ah, that's nice. Right. Handle save. XY width height page number. Oh. Oh, and it helpfully introduced types. Yeah, fuck it. Let's just make it match that. That seems wise. Height. Width. X. Y. Page number. Number. Type. What did it say? Text. Date. Signature. Text content. String. Sign. Date content. Date time. So what's annoying about this is based on the type, there are 3 different things that we need to hold. For a signature, we need to hold file content. For a text, we need to hold text. For a date, we need to hold like a timestamp. But, well, whatever. We're in business. Type signature. Yeah, that'll make sense. Okay. So my intention for how to actually save this sucker is an update on the document. So implement the handle save on the document ID route. A new use action hook call to update the document. Use the converge API to set the list of annotations server side to the new incoming list. So what I'm trying to do here is use this fancy functionality in the auto-generated gadget API, which is the how do I sign UDoc? It's this thing called converge. Is that on here? No. This is like an advanced gadget feature that took us forever to get working, but I really like. What it does is when you have like a parent-child relationship, say like a document with a list of annotations, and you have an existing set of docs or children, like let's say 3 annotations that have been stored already, and then the editor kind of changes their mind. They remove a couple, they add a couple new ones, they update one of them. Converge knows how to take in that total new list and just like run the right actions to get you to the state that you want to be in. So we'll like delete the ones that aren't found on the incoming thing. It'll update the ones that are present and also present on the incoming thing. And then it'll create any new ones that weren't there before that need to be created. And it runs kind of like the right, nice action that you want to run, so that your kind of nice verbs and alignment of all your business context works out okay. And so all you have to do this is you just pass this underscore converge thingy, and you kind of get from wherever you are now to whatever the nice incoming state is. Whoa, that's not right. Yeah, there we go. That's still not right. It's kind of struggling with this. Whoops. Why is it doing that? It doesn't really need to. Okay, I'm just going to copy the part that I want from this, which is the update. And we don't really need all the other stuff. So then we'll do const handle save, dated annotations, annotation data. This comes from Gadget Inc. React. This comes from components shared PDF editor. If we exported it right. Then what we're going to do here is void update document. Say ID is the ID. Then we'll say annotations. converge. Converge annotation data or updated. What's wrong with you? This seems okay. A couple issues here. Oh. This should be typed somehow for React Router v7, but I'm just going to do this for now. What did I get wrong there? Oh, it's an array. And I think it's still going to yell because annotation data. Oh, values. Missed a wrapper. Converge the values like that. And I guess that is assignable, but I don't think it's going to work quite right because we're not actually populating any of those contents yet. So this needs a text content. What did we call it? File content. String undefined. Date content. Date undefined. I guess for the purposes of editing, we don't actually need to set any of those contents, but it's perhaps wise to put them in the type there. With question marks so that we don't have to fill them in everywhere. Very good. Indubitably. Okay. Let's do a reload here. Huh? What have I done? I'm just going to back that out because it doesn't seem to matter. And then I guess this needs that too. Working now. Where's my footer that I asked for? Oh, right. There it is. Did that work? Nope, 400. Bad request. Right. Okay, so in my response here, I got variable document, got invalid value, annotation, blah, blah, blah. And that's because in the code that the assistant produced, we're giving the annotations kind of like a ID to use client side when they're first instantiated. And that's, I think, so that we can use it as a key, and or maybe React can use it as a key. And I think we just need to do something else for that. Because it's not the ID that we're going to be able to use server side. The server side IDs are numbers. So key string, and then ID is maybe string because we don't always know it up front because we maybe haven't saved yet. So that's the key. And then here we'll do key. And then I'm not sure if React D&D is going to freak out about that or not. Use draggable for the key. Yeah. Very good. Then when we get a bunch of annotations on the way in, and we like load up the editor, I think we need to assign those same client-side keys. Yeah, initial annotations. So I'm just going to do a sneaky thing here where we go map annotation. We'll spread all the properties, and then if it doesn't already have a key, we'll do annotation.id question mark. Something silly like that. I think that'll break if that ever gets hit. Right, because it's expecting it on the way in. So maybe I'll do this on the way out there. Actually, yeah, why is, I think this is leftover document annotations. Right. Jizz node. Right. Type. We need the signer. We need the text content. File content. Or no, right. We're still in the editor world, so we don't need the contents yet. But we do need the X, Y, height, and width. And then the annotations is going to be the data.file annotations. Here I can do my weird little remappy key thing. Oh, we don't want the file. Edge.node. Page number, forgot that. Oops. And it was complaining because it wasn't required. Now let's make it required. And I think once the types reload, that should just pass it in. And now we have a nice stable client-side identifier for all this stuff. Still a 400. Got an invalid value, height, blah, blah, blah. Oh, key is not defined. Ah, yeah, this is like a GraphQL-ism. So my save call to try to save the annotations with that nice converge thing is still passing the key, which GraphQL is like, I don't know what this key is. Get this out of here. So we just have to map that out, which is annoying. Notation. God, it's so annoying. Const key rest. Okay. Can we save a little box? We can. And is it still there? Where did my fetch go? Update document. Response. Oh, invalid. Signer. Right. Okay. So what I've gotten to the point is, oh, I guess I need errors for this. That'd be smart. Let's start a new conversation here. The save fails. Show a toast to the user with the error. And then in our shared component here, we need a signer selector. So I think we need a list of signers. So when the person building this adds a signature, we have to capture who it's for, right? And I'm imagining a little UI in my head where there's a little drop down right beside the box where they're able to kind of figure out or make a selection of which user should fill this one in, or maybe inline add a new one. Because right now there's no kind of like, main list, right? I haven't actually listed who needs to sign this. So I'm going to get the AI to bang that out once it's done this. And I'm going to make a note that the spacing is busted. I'm not sure if we changed this on purpose, but this seems wrong to me. Okay. We've made some changes to toast. Here's the signature. Nice. Okay. That's really ugly, but I don't care for now. Let's just carry on. So in the editor, in the PDF editor widget next to each annotation to allow selecting which signer needs to fill in the annotation when we go to get the document signed. Allow picking from existing signers or adding a new one in line. Adding new one should create a new signer record inline and select it for that annotation. Populate the signer ID for each annotation. Highlight it in red if there's no signer selected yet. That's a big task, but I believe in it. Who knew that business was really just the same thing I do all day, every day anyways, which is coding. That's not true. I find it so pleasurable to just be able to like bark out these orders, Like if I ever said this to like a human, they'd be like, what do you mean? Like, slow down. And also, why don't you do it? Yeah, but now Emma says, but now I'm in a suit. That is correct. I can bark out whatever orders I want. I feel like the suit really does match the content matter a bit better. Like last time when we were streaming, we were working on the Gizmo Gauntlet, which is well, here, let me show you the app, not the code. It is a battle bot creator where you can design a battle bot using a character creator. But instead of you then entering your battle bot into the kind of arena and like telling it what to do with, you know, your arrow keys, you instead define a strategy for the bot that means it can act autonomously in the battle. And so when I've defined my bot laser tank here, I've entered it into a battle. What happens is there's an AI narrator who comes along. Oh man, someone's been battling a lot. I love this. An AI narrator that comes along. I'm trying to find one where laser tank won, so I can flatter myself. It's gone. Terrible. Well, we'll go with Canada Man instead. What happens is the strategy allows the AI narrator to kind of conduct a battle and decide sort of what actually happens. And the job isn't to be, you know, have the best micro, it's to write the best strategy. And so for Canada Man, its strategy was skating around and slapping anything at them with its little hockey stick. And in this case, it landed a solid stick strike in the first move. Anyways, long story short, a suit would be inappropriate for that work. Let's have a look at what it wants to do here to implement our little signer widget. Right. It wants us to pass along the document ID, so I guess it can add it to the signer. That makes sense. Handle create signer. Yep, that's all right. It's using Gadget's nice use action hook to do that. I'm sure something is a little wrong in here, but we'll vibe it out. Okay. Do a little refresh here. Add a signature. Where's the widget? This is what I asked for, Mr. AI, is a widget. Handle signer selected. Who opens the dialog? Handle click. Oh, I'm supposed to click on it again. Right, double click. Oh, the dialog doesn't work. Okay, make little widget sit next to the annotation bounding box that shows the signer status. Clearly, the click to select action is confusing with the drag and drop resize. But okay. Oh, this is weird too. See, every time I click on the form field here, that thing pops up. Oh, and it's capturing keystrokes too. I don't know why. I think it's because the dialogue is inside the annotation, perhaps. Yeah, yeah. So I think what's happening here is React's event bubbling means that when I click on somewhere within this dialogue, the event bubbles up to this here draggy droppy div who's like, aha, you must be ready to draggy drop stuff. So you have to figure out how to like stop the propagation of any events out of the dialog. Is that a thing that dialogues just support? This is the kind of design system that comes with a Gadget app out of the box. It's ShadCN or ShadCN UI, if you're familiar with that. It's this nice component library. So all we've done is just sort of template out the commonly used components from ShadCN. But what's nice about it is they're just Tailwind using a few primitives from Radix. So you can like mess around with this really easily or just completely ignore it if you don't want to touch it. It's kind of nice. Dialog primitive root. Focus. Default open. I don't think it has built-in event. Yeah, there's our thingies. Oh, and moving it out fixed it somehow. Let's just make sure that's true. Assign signer. Sign signer. And then I bet you I've bungled something or other with the actual like propagating it all through, but let's try this here. Harry at gadget.dev. Well, that didn't work. Ooh, we probably need some uniqueness there. The signer there can only be one person with an email per document. Because I think maybe I've created, oh no, they didn't even get created, but that's okay. But anyways, it must be only one signer per email per document. And then we just have to figure out why those saves aren't working. Maybe what I'll do this is show the user a toast if saving the signer didn't work. Don't show the list of existing signers to select from if there are none. Also, I'll send that next. Harry. Signer is invalid and can't be saved. Document is required. That makes sense. Create signer. Where are you at? Oh, no, it's sending it. There it is. But I guess it's just not getting it. PDF editor. Let's just verify that's true. Zoop. Save signer. Create signer, it was called? Yeah. Document ID undefined. Okay, so we got to trace up why that's happening. Annotation is being rendered without a document ID. How about we select it? That might help. I could infer it from this one, but I think it's just more convenient to retrieve it like that. And then back on the editor, where we're rendering these suckers. Annotation, document ID. That looks like it's coming, right? Ah, it changed the prop and didn't update it over here. Very annoying. How is it even loading the document then? I don't understand that, but that's okay. Oh, right. And then my other prompt here is document ID defined. It is. Win. We didn't get one. Yeah. Create signer. Email must be a valid email address. That makes sense. Harry gadget.dev. There it is. Very good. Emma. I don't want that breakpoint anymore. Oh, goodness gracious me. It's coming together. Can I change this? I can. If I save, signer ID is not defined by converge annotation values. Drat. I think that this is just an ugly ism in the Gadget GraphQL API that I need to fix. I'm going to paper over it for now. So what's happening here is we have these values that we're passing in, and they have a signer ID, and the Converge API doesn't accept a signer ID. And so instead we have to do this rest.signer link signer ID. And this is just bad API design on our part. It's unfortunate. We got to fix this for sure. Delete rest signer ID. For anyone who is out there who's curious, the reason why _link exists at all is actually because of these other verbs you can take on a relationship, like converge and other stuff. Is that there's like a way to like unset a relationship by setting the signer property, or like relink it or whatever. And it's this really ugly layer of indirection that I think like was just an accidental ugly thing that snuck in. So let's see now how we're doing. Harry. Oh, look at that. There it is, a signature. And if I refresh, it's almost as if there's a database. That's dope. We got to get the draggy droppies to move the whole thing nicely. But why don't we add another one? It is indeed Emma's time to sign. Oh. Field document ID is not defined. Right. So when you converge, you're kind of implicitly saying what document you want your children to be part of. And so it doesn't accept the document ID. But again, I think that's just an API rough edge. That's silly. If they match, like, who cares? Sorry, Emma. You don't get to exist yet. But it's your time. It's your time. So close. Type name. Ugh. This is like one of those times where TypeScript really hurts because it's the there, I can do it like that. think I'm losing more type safety than I want to lose when I do it that way. Remove properties the Converge API doesn't accept. Here's another ant. Terrifying. Sometimes when there are critters in my house, I'm like, oh, I'm a benevolent city dweller who's not freaking out that you're here. You know, we can share this space. Heck yes. The annotations have been saved successfully. Okay. Now let's work on signing. You know what? I'll tell you about my preference or how I treat critters later. Okay, this is great. So we've built a editor where I can upload a document, saves the PDF to cloud storage. And then we've built a UI where I can annotate where I want it to go. Now we need a signing interface that allows like Harry or Emma to come and actually sign the document. So let's get the AI to pump it out. Add a new route called at sign token that allows a user to fill in the signatures for the given document. The token will be the security mechanism that means the intended signer can sign. So add a new, actually, you know, I'm just going to do this myself. Token string. Let's make it encrypted just for good measure. And I will do here record dot token. Does Node have a UUID now? JS UUID. I just want to cryptographically secure. Node.js crypto standard library token. You know what? I guess I should have asked the AI right away. Generate a secure random token when a signer is created and assign it to the token property. Wait. Using the Node.js v22 standard library. So what I'm envisioning here is when we have this token stored on the record, we'll kind of have this like secret basically, or a password for each signer. And when we build a link to send to that signer in an email, we'll use this token in the link, and that will give us kind of, or it'll authenticate them basically. We'll know that they are them because they were able to present the signing token, which only they should know from the link. So we'll do random bytes. Let's make it a bit longer. And now my signers in the DB are busted. So we'll just fill in some tokens for them here. Very good. Now, what I want to do is add a new front-end route at sign token that loads up the document for the given signer token. Oh, that should probably be unique as well. Even though it should be random, it should be, but may as well validate it. Oh, you can't do uniqueness on encrypted strings. Oh, right, because they're encrypted. So they will always be unique. So let's just not encrypt it. Actually, I think I care more about the encryption for the security benefits than the uniqueness validation preventing, like, basically encryption collisions. Um, yeah, yeah, okay. Oh no, can you filter by encrypted strings in Gadget? I forget. Available fields for sorting, available fields for filtering. Token. Yes, you can't, which is dumb. Let me validate that that's definitely true. What I'm just thinking here is we need to look up a signer when we get given that route at that with that token. And so if I search in here for a signer filter, yeah, there's no token filter here. Okay, so that's kind of a missing feature that we should add. And in the meantime, we'll do a string. And then we'll do uniqueness. It should be, I guess it should be, yeah, globally unique. So that we know for sure when the sign token thing loads up, we can kind of retrieve it. So loads up the document and signer. Wait, now these are busted again. Yeah. That happens when you decrypt a string. Loads up the document and signer for a given token in a server-side route loader. Returns it to the client. So we can build a signing UI. For now, just show the loader data. So I think what we're going to end up with is like a new component next to PDF editor that's like PDF viewer. And in the viewer, you can't move the annotations around or change them or any of this stuff. All you can do is kind of like fill in the value of the content. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, we're getting there, people. The vibrations are vibrating. This is what we want. Assign token route. God, the spacing is so annoying. If there's time at the end, we'll go make the fix on the Gadget code base together. But I'm taking my tie off because that's not business. I gotta message the designer real quick about that. Okay. So we want to make a new route. Perfect. With a loader. Perfect. And we'll just do that. Very good. And I'm just going to load up a preview here. you can see the AI is smart enough to like get the actual token out of the database and build me a nice test preview URL. That took me a couple days to get working, but the designer has confirmed the spacing, in his words, would be jacked. We can fix it. Okay, so my route. The reason why I was so specific about this like loader stuff, this is a React router or a remix-ism, if that's your preference. Huh? What's your problem? That's the right path, isn't it? Plus types, auth, verify email, public sign token. I think this is that same type generation issue from before, where something's yeah. Anyways, the reason why I was so specific about this loader situation is that I really don't want to leak any data about the document or like the user or other stuff unless someone has the token. And even then, there's only a few things that I want to share. So it's like the title, status, file URL, sure. But I don't want to show like any other documents or anything like that. So we're not going to do any data access here. We're just going to do it in the back end and share exactly what we're comfortable with. So now we have our loader data. Okay, now let's implement a PDF viewer similar to the PDF editor, but with different features for filling in the annotations for the current signer. Write the PDF viewer to accept the similar props so it can render the document, then show only the annotations that are relevant. Right, I guess we want relevant to this signer. Annotations. Actually, I'll just let it figure this out. On screen. Don't let the signer move the annotations around. Just build nice UI for filling them in. Let's get the skeleton of the annotation UI together before building an actual signature doodad. Render the PDF viewer in the sign token route. I found signature pad. This library also, when I was Googling around last night, it's a JavaScript library for drawing smooth signatures. It's like, oh yeah, that's pretty smooth. So I think we could probably whip up like an actually nice signer doodad pretty darn quickly. But I learned my lesson earlier. I'm not going to tell it what library to use. I'm just going to tell it to do its thing, and it'll figure something out. Da, 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 da. Okay. Making progress here. I'm going to send Emma a signature link soon. You're all going to see how either beautiful or ugly her writing is. It's going to be great. Okay, so it correctly realized. Oh no, it sort of correctly realized it needed to fetch the annotations here, but I think annotations actually belong to a signer specifically. So I don't want to fetch all the annotations on the document. Or actually, maybe I do. Maybe I do. Oh man, I busted it. Because maybe it makes sense for you to see like, oh, my colleague hasn't done their signing yet. So we'll just fetch them all. And then I think this wants to be file content like that. What kind of type errors did we get? Oh, that's still weird. Strange. Huh? Components shared PDF viewer. It's right there. Oh. So it wants file URL. File.url, and it wants annotations, signer, document, annotations. Okay. Where were we on our preview there? $65. Wait, oh no, on the route. Huh? Annotations.filter is done. Oh, frig, this is that's. Oh, God. Sometimes I hate what I've done to myself. Yeah. Well, wait. Why? Annotations. Why are you untyped? Oh, because this type thing is being weird. Cannot read property ID of undefined in the PDF viewer. Document, annotation, edges, map. Right. Property signer is missing. Maybe I'll just do signer ID to make it simple. And then we'll go back to where we're fetching our data. And we'll do signer ID. Ugh. It chose to do nulls in its interface here, or undefined is. So I think we can just do this to appease it. Date content. Should be a date or null. Let's just see if it's working. Whoa. Aha, I know what that is. Oh, no. I think it used like a different CDN and got it wrong, which is annoying. Kablam. Oh, no. Could it be? If I use Emma's token? Signer not found. Oh, there's a new line there by accident. Look at it go. Dope. Okay. In unnamed other implementations of this system, there's like a really nice like go to the next spot to get me the next thingy that I wish we had, but that's okay. We'll do value as string here, and you know, I just don't care about this date one for now. Actually, I think it's like so easy to do it. Okay, dope. Okay, implement the signature functionality in the PDF viewer when someone clicks on the signature type annotation, we collect a signature from them and then fill it in as the file content on the annotation record itself. And then I'm just going to worry a little bit about the security here. With the permissions as they are, a user who's signed in can muck with their sorry. Right. This should be filters, access control, filters, signer, signed in read, where I'm allowed to view a signer if the user.id is equal to the document.userid. Whoops, this is totally in the wrong spot. Oops. Sorry. What I'm trying to say here is the unauthenticated role shouldn't really have permission to read any of this stuff, right? We don't want everyone in the world to be able to come along and read anyone's documents or anyone's annotations or anything like that. So that's why I was sort of doing that cheeky thing in the reloader, is because I don't really want to grant them permission to read from the API. But we do need permission to update annotations because we need to like set the date or the text or the signature on one of the annotations. However, it's not any annotation, it's just some. It's ones that I'm the signature for. So what I'm going to do here is add a param that allows you to kind of pass a token. But I'm just going to do it as a to-do because I'm going to go back to that UI. Only allow unauthenticated users to update tokens or update annotations if they can present a signer token. This annotations signer. Sure, we allow authenticated users normal access to update annotations. during the edit flow. Okay. Signature modal. Oh, that's weird. That's just a bug for sure, Mr. AI. But it did add the stuff that it wanted to the package JSON for this React signature canvas, which I will note is a different a React wrapper around signature pad. Fuck yeah. Heck yeah, rather. Nice. This is what we need. So we'll let Yarn do its thing there. Can look at our logs. There it is. It's done. Almost. I think what's happening behind the scenes is Gadget's actually saving my app's file system so I can auto scale it all nice and good. There we go. Okay. Implement the signature modal and annotation save flow. Definitely not going to allow unauthenticated delete, but yeah, export const params token type string. So this is me saying that this update action for the annotation can accept a new parameter called token. And now what we need to do is check who the current user is. Where are we? Update signer action context. Where are we? Yeah. What I'm looking for is how I get my current role. And I think what I need to do is get the current user ID. User ID equals session. Get user. While that cooks, right. If user ID, we're just going to let the normal thing kick in. So this is like for a signed in authenticated user. But if we don't have a user ID, we're going to check the token. So we'll say const signer equals await api.signer.find by token params token. If not, or I guess maybe we want maybe find by token. Yeah. Not signer.id equals record.signer.id. Error, can't update this annotation. Okay. That was a lot. for me to just bang out there, but let me take you through it. So by default, in like a normal looking gadget action, we have this handy dandy function that just automatically applies user tenancy for you. So Gadget kind of knows what user is making a request and is able to say like this user is only allowed to do this stuff to these records based on the record actually having a it doesn't have a user. I gotta add that. That's okay though, because it'll just get managed automatically for me. Belongs to user. We'll call this owner user. So what this is isn't who needs to sign it, but kind of who owns the document. Anyways, I forgot about that. Prevent cross-user data access should work because that relationship exists now. But in the case of someone signing the document, they're not a signed-in user, and we don't want them to have to sign up. That's too much friction. So we need them to present this token, which allows them to kind of say, like, I got this in my email. I am who I say I am. I'm not going to sign up, but this token guarantees me access. But now my stuff's not booting. Root plugin had already booted. What the heck? Let's just give us the old restart. I've never seen this before. What this error is coming from is this thing called Avio, which is internal to Fastify. Fastify is the kind of HTTP handler library that all Gadgets apps use. The reason we use it is because it's much higher performance than something like Express. Root plugin has already booted. I think this must be like masking some other error where it's like trying to reboot and failing. Oh, there we go. So I just dropped the log level down to debug here. I'm getting, server listening, incoming request. My requests are completing. So I think that was something strange. But okay. Let's see what the AI cooked up for my handle signature click stuff. Not very much. Prompt, please enter your signature. Okay, we can start with that. Sure. This is what the prompt global does. Emma. Did it do anything? Unclear. It did. It just didn't refresh. Right. I understand why it didn't refresh. It's because the loader data didn't refresh, but that's okay. What we'll do is we'll say annotation dot text content equals signature text here. And we need a re-render, set re-render. We need a way to kind of tell React, like re-render, we've mutated stuff. It's kind of a hack, but it'll do. Re-render +1. Alrighty. Well, I guess Emma actually already signed this. Maybe we can do another one. A new one. Yeah, see, there we got our re-render. Okay, sweet. Update the PDF viewer to track the number of annotations that still need filling in. Show the user that they are done when there are no more left. I don't know why. It tried to use this React signature pad and failed. But let's get the whole thing working end to end before we go make it fancy. Also, let me check if text content, a new one, the server-side save worked great. Super duper. Back in PDF editor land or viewer land. I want to do a toast here as well. Where do you import that from? Yeah. Okay, getting close. Very close. Yeah, Emma, I can't sign as you. I think that's illegal. This all looks very right to me. It's just busy coding it up. Oh, but it's going to erase my toast changes. It's because I made them before it started coding. Classic. Let's let it do its type check. Slam that in. Re-add my toast. Toast error. Error updating. Oh, it's not quite the right one. Where's the update? There we go. There, error saving signature. Error saving document. Okay, let's go back to just being me, you know, just being who I am, being my own man. And there's a clear UI improvement we need to make there. Harry. There we go. There's my signature. I think that's saved. Excellent. I'll try hitting done. Did that work? That did work. And we just didn't give the user any feedback. Very good. Where is that? I saw it a second ago. Handle done. Right. Toast.success. Document signing completed. Hello? Is it erroring? Let's just refresh here. Is this a different done button? No. Handle done. Just going to give it the old hard refresh. Why is there no toast? PDF viewer. I'm just going to add a breakpoint here for myself. Handle done. Yeah, there's the code. So it's definitely running. Right. Toast.success. We just don't see anything. Perhaps did this thing manually mount the toaster container? Toast. What the heck? The way that these toasts usually work is in your sort of root layout. You add a toast container. I forget if Sonar works that way. Yeah, toaster. Where is that? Toaster? Nope. Toaster? Yeah, there it is. I think maybe I'll just see if, whoops, putting it out here changes things. Oh, I'm so confused. Maybe I'm calling it wrong. Toast.success. Toast. Didn't. Sorry, everybody. Give me a second. I feel like I'm losing my mind. I thought we added a success one in here too. Render a toast. Success. Toast.success. Well, I'm going to leave it for now. Let's make a fancy signing UI instead of this silly prompt. Make the signature collection UI much better than prompts and actually collect a signature using the signature model in the package.signature package in the package.json. I haven't, like, we roughed in these types of different annotations that a user could add. They sort of describe, you know, when you're asked to sign a document, you need to sign a date or a your name instead of a signature. But I don't think we've allowed the editor to actually specify which type things are. This is happening a little bit more often than I would expect as well. I think I showed it at the start of the stream, but I'm using a couple beta flags that haven't actually been released to the general public yet, where we're trying out Gemini instead of just Claude. I think that has something to do with that. Okay, signature modal. It's working on it. This is what we are all here for. Signing UDoc. It's happening. Ooh, this is a big adventure, Mr. AI. Working on these converting files. I believe in you, though. This reviewing thing here is it type checking, making sure that there's nothing super busted. I'm just going to go for it, though. I really believe. Okay, I think I saw it get some small thing wrong, which is the signature file. We don't want it to be a file, or sorry, we have to tell it what this basically. When you post a file to the Gadget backend, you can send it in a variety of different ways. But if it's this file type, you have to key it by file, or you can post a URL, or you can post like a base64 encoded doodad. But in our case, we're just going to post it as a file. What other type error is cropped up here? Not a module. I don't believe you. It's right there. So let's see. I'm sure something horrible has gone wrong here. Oh. Oh. Never have I been so excited about business. I can't tell if it worked or not because I can't get the freaking toasts to work. But oh my God. That is some shareholder value right there, people. Consider the shares held. Wowzers. Okay, this is just kind of ugly. Sorry, that was anticlimactic. Let me whoops. Oh God. I messed up when I activated my hot corners. 1 second. We're back. Sorry. What I wanted to do was make this small so I can take a screenshot and show the AI. Use Silly Goose. Modify the PDF viewer to show both footer and a header, but one nice header with the progress and done button. Okay. I think there's one thing left, or a couple things left. There's sending the emails to actually invite people to sign, which we could probably bang out pretty fast. And then there's notifying the user at the end. What are we doing here? Uploaders are authenticated. We're done. Signers are not. We did that. Very good. I guess we needed to do signers can fill in their signatures. Right. We did that. In browser touch signature authoring completed. So I guess it's just the emails, and I bet there's something else in my head. Oh, right, the other types. Other types of annotation. plain text date. Oh, and it's weird that Emma's annotation isn't showing here. I'm really sad that the sports playoffs are over. And the reason is it was so pleasurable to sit here and bark out orders at Gadget to like make stuff while just like half watching sports. I don't even really watch sports that much, but it's certainly like nice to nice. Okay, I just want to make a couple other stylistic changes. Make the done button on the PDF viewer disabled until all the fields have been filled in. Make it nice and green when the fields have been filled in. Also, show the annotations for other signers. They have been completed, but don't let them be edited. See if we can actually pull that off. In the meantime, we got to do emails, sending off to signers when each signer sends a link. So there's kind of a weird, whoops. Oh, right, yeah. There's the nav. I got rid of that signed in route. Navigation. Wait, what? Where's the go to app button? It's in here somewhere. Go to app. I will ask the AI to fix it in a second. This is what I want. Read on the annotations. Very good. Okay. Let me go back. Right. I'm already done. I guess we could add like clear functionality. Oh yeah, then I can't do that one. But I can come replace Emma's signature. Save that. Save this whole thing. Oh, it doesn't show me. God, I really should have only uploaded one page. Oh, no, it does. It does. Does it clear? Oh, no. There we go. Heck yeah. Okay. Oh, my God. We're like pretty much there. So the reason, oh, right. Date the go to app button to go to the documents URL, not signed in. It doesn't exist anymore. So there's a little bit of a weird UX thing that I've done here. Oh, I guess I should really fix all these loading spinners too. Fix loading spinners do not suck. Oh, also a usability issue of like, how do you let's do, I need a simpler one. Simple contract PDF. Perfect. Didn't even read it. Simple contract. Right. We should. Yeah. Try again. Success. This gets a record, right? Yeah. We should go to the kind of edit area instead of the index. But even once we are there, there's kind of like a weird situation where you want to like add a bunch of signatures, you know, Harry. Oh, I gotta fix that loading issue too. We'll still just use Harry. So I can like save this. But I guess I want to, there's like a moment where I want to like publish it. You know what I mean? Where I guess maybe what I'll do is have two big buttons down there. Oh, frig, not again. My bad. Ta-da! Sorry. This save button down here saves it, but it's like, what if I'm like still working on it, or I'm like not done, or I gotta go get lunch or something? There's kind of like a send that's different. So I think this is a good opportunity to add a new action to document that sends it. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, add a new action to document called send that marks it as out for signature and sends an email to each signer with the their token in a link to the sign token URL. So Gadget has support for sending emails built right in your action context. You can just fish out this emails object, and it's a Gadget mailer, which just lets you like send an email. Hooray! It is by default configured to use Gadget's own or like a kind of shared. Whoops, the assistant encountered in here. Let's try again. It's configured to use a shared sending apparatus, which like works and is fine, but you can always replace it with your own if you want. Like if you want to use your own account for your own IP reputation, or you want to, you know, make sure it comes from a custom domain that Gadget doesn't really have access to, you can do that. But by default, it just kind of works out of the box, and that's how we do stuff like, you know, forgot password auth, or email verification when people sign up with a username and password. It's important that like you actually verify the email, and so that just like works out of the box in Gadget, which is quite nice. Let's let this thingy cook here though. Yeah, for each signer. This is exciting. Very good. It's not really a very exciting email, but let's try it. Oh no. Didn't show up. Not sure what happened there. Oh shoot, I should have looked in my network tab. Oh man. That was exactly what I wanted. Let's try once more. Where did that go? And why did it say it was applied? See? It's all it says it worked. Bummer. We run it back. That's the good thing about the indefatigable intern in the sky is that it remains indefatigable. Indefatigable? Yeah. Indefatigable. Hmm. I don't believe in that. You ever learn those words? Or like you learn words only from reading and then you try saying them in the real world for the first time and it really doesn't go very good? Yeah. Okay. Second time around, it made a nicer looking email. Very good. Now I don't trust it though, so I'm going to copy this. Right. And then we also do want to say you're not allowed to send unless you're the owner. Very good. Okay. There's our send action. Nice. Huh? Ah, right. We want document ID equals record ID. This looks right. Okay. Now add a second button to the footer of the PDF editor. Send the doc instead of just saving it. Saving it and rename the save button to say save as draft. Oh shoot. And make the send button more visually interesting than the save as draft button. Wait, where's my footer entirely now? Oh, right. It doesn't show up. Right. I made it so that it only shows up if something's dirty, but I think we just want it to always be there. Now that we're sort of modeling this draft state. I guess I also don't want to let you modify it if it's already out for signature. Yeah. Okay. Do. For anyone who's curious what's happening under the hood here, this reasoning step is us going off and gathering a bunch of context for like how to get the code gen to work good. So for example, like if we're modifying this PDF editor component, we're going to pull a bunch of the types that it imports so that the model kind of has awareness of what components it's working with. Where's that file? PDF editor. Like we'll feed in what a button is. and what React PDF is and some of this other stuff. And the reason why it takes a while is twofold. One, we're like asking an LLM what of this is relevant and important. And then second, we're like going off and traversing all these like type docs and all this stuff. And it just is annoyingly slow. Okay. And then I also always show the footer on the PDF editor, even if nothing is dirty, but only enable the buttons if something is dirty. Also make the editor no longer allow editing if the document is out for signature already. Only drafts can be edited. While it's doing that, let's try sending. Huh. Cannot read properties undefined of maps. That seems like a client-side error. Oh no, I think that's happening server-side. That's like in the loop. Still no? What? Oh, I think it's not being logged client-side, perhaps because we're catching it and just like toasting it. Toast.error. I don't know. Right. Oh, yeah. And then this diff won't like that. It's still just cooking away on this read-only thing. That's a lot of work for it to do. Okay, I'm gonna apply that. Change this to, whoops, console.log my result.error. Refresh over here. There's my footer, always still working there. And now I'm getting cannot read properties undefined of map. But that I'm almost sure that's a server-side error. I just don't understand why I don't see it here. Send. Oh no, it's not a server-side error because we're not even getting to the, we're not making a request. So that's why I'm not seeing it server-side. PDF editor. Or no, wait. Right where I added the console log. Oh, and dum didn't add it to the bottom there too. Two callbacks. Console dot error. That's what we want. You should be an error too. Or saving draft. Wait, I think it got, it saves it, then it sends it. That's kind of silly, but we'll allow it for now. Okay, we've got some signatures. That still works fine. But does sending? Still no, still a weird map error. Right, it doesn't succeed. Oh, it's because there's this nasty double wrapped try catch nonsense. God, the models love to do this. Like just add these other try catches that wrap your code. Wish that they didn't. And I've been trying to prompt them not to for a long time. But it means that like developer error, like whatever code issue we've had here, doesn't bubble up in the way you'd expect it to. Updated annotations is undefined. So I think that means that in here, whoever's calling this isn't calling it right. Yeah. Whoops. Oh, and if I had just on send needs to be a callback. Come on. Save. Yeah, you need to take that also. And then the place that calls it needs to send the annotations just the same. Also, I don't think these should be optional. Component doesn't make sense if you don't pass it. Nope. Yeah. Okay. Let me see if I get a frickin' email. Sending document. Document sent successfully. Let me just check my email off stream here. Da, da, da. I didn't get an email. Oh, but also I think I sent it to maybe harry@gmail.com, which it'd be cool if that was my email. But I don't think it is. Yeah. So let's just run it back here. Test 5. And we'll use this sample contract. Upload it. We get redirected over here. You say, Harry needs to sign. Dope. And we'll add another signature for Harry, just to make sure that he's contracting with himself. Document sent successfully. Very good. Oh, God. Here we go. Look at this, everybody. Please sign document. Just going to close that. Oh, crap, but the URL's busted. I see 2 slashes in there. So close. I must sign this. And we'll do a yay +1 emoji. We'll hit done. Oh, right. And there's no success toast because I'm a big dum-dum. But if I refresh, there are my signatures. Amazing. We have sign you docked. Oh, yeah, that's that. Be gone. Wow, I'm pleased with myself. We made it pretty darn far. Okay, I want to fix that success thing. It's very silly. Any questions? Anybody have any thoughts? Requests? Current app URL must have a slash on it already. I'm going to debug this. Actually, let's ask the AI first. Save ourselves a little time. When I click the done button on this page, I don't see a success toast. Why might that be? Really? I mean, let's try it. Oops. I find it hard to believe that the toaster needs to be all the way out there. Ah, Emma said notification email that the doc was signed. I think that's a good idea. Aha, it does need to be out there. Okay. Great. Where did I find it in the other spot? Yeah. Oh, this makes sense. It's only in the app. Right. This is actually just a bug in the in our template. It should be not just in the app. Rich colors. Yeah. Nice. Okay. Fix toaster needs to be in the root. So it applies to the public area too. Nice. Okay. That's a bit clearer. And then, yeah. Whoops. Do you guys think I put on suit pants for this adventure? You'll never know. You'll never know. Right. Okay. When an annotation is updated with its content, check to see if all annotations document have been completed. Mark its status. Then check to see if it completed as well. And if so, send an email to the author, the document owner, saying that these signatures are complete. Oops. Wow, this is new. Okay, I think that this is pretty much it, folks. I think there's still one task left, which is the baking. We did that. There's a running thing right now. Oh yeah, bake final PDF with all the annotations and attach and save it. Final output field, as well as sending it to the author. I'm going to do this off stream because I think it's going to be really finicky and I don't really want to bore you. And I have to go do some other stuff. But let's see if this works. Actually, you know what? I got to go now. It's time. For everyone who's been out there watching me do this, I really appreciate you participating and asking questions. And I hope you learned a few things about Gadget. And I hope you're ready for continued business as we move forward in this wonderful world we live in. It's been a pleasure doing business with you. The documents are signed. This here document, this contract between myself and myself for, I think, what is it? Oh, I'm a NGO or a UN agency. Well, anyways, this contract has been executed and I will be providing services to the company / agent as the time goes on. We built a document signing tool where I can upload a new document, mark it up for what annotations are needed within it. I can say different people have to sign different pieces. In this case, I did Harry and Harry. And then I can send off links to this document to have it actually be signed. I'm getting for free from Gadget user authentication and multi-tenancy and security. I'm getting file upload management and all the nice like signed secure URL signatures. I'm getting one-click deploy to production. I'm getting email sending, getting a nice data viewer, the AI assistant, all the stuff that allowed us to put this together. And I think what's that, 4.5 hours? That's pretty good. So yeah. Thank you for signing documents with me. And I will be meeting my contractual obligations. I promise. That's me signing off. And then yeah, I guess I should say too, if you have any questions, if you want the code, we're gonna make this app I think a public template. But if you want it sooner than then, when we sort of make a little blog post or whatever about it, just let me know and I'll send you like a forkable link for this and you can just grab it. My email is harry@gadget.dev. Right there. This guy. Yep. Thanks again for watching, everybody. We'll see you soon. If I can figure out. Oh, there's the button. Bye-bye.